Hello and welcome to If I Ruled the World, in which our four panellists will try to do what politicians do best. But before they disappear off with their secretaries, they first have to participate in this programme. Because we feature tonight Graeme Garden and Pauline McLynn for the Blue Party, and Jeremy Hardy and Hugh Dennis for the Red Party. Let's kick off with a round called The State of the Nation. We've asked our studio audience a series of questions, and our teams have to use their political skill and judgment to work out the most popular answers. Jeremy, you're first. The question we asked the audience was, which is the laziest group of people in Britain?
Well, certainly, I would say the laziest group are probably the deceased. There are people in this country who haven't worked for hundreds of years, and generation upon generation in the same cemetery. So our policy would be get them out of graveyards and into work.
Yeah.
But I think probably most of the audience would say MEPs.
MEPs. The dead people, you're taking issue with Glenn Hoddle on that one, because he reckons people die and then come back and do another job or another...
Yeah, they just stay in the judiciary normally.
Yes. You've got an alternative view for...
Well, I also feel that a particularly lazy group is sleeping policemen.
Yeah.
I have...
they do a very difficult job.
Well, I've asked them for directions many times, and they've never ever been bothered to answer me.
So let's see what the actual answer was. What did the audience say? The Royals. They just beat pensioners. Matthew Le Tissier was another popular option. Somebody said my builders or her builders. So, Graeme, let's go on to you. The question for the audience was, what is the biggest waste of the TV licence fee? A dangerous question, but there it is.
Yeah, well, paying it, obviously. Yeah. I would think they would say, but they'd be wrong, because the last time I bought my TV licence, I thought, blimey, that's £5 well spent. But looking around, I think about 50% of the audience are women, so football is probably what they think is the biggest waste.
Football, right. OK, well, let's look at the answer. What is the biggest waste of the TV licence fee? The audience said... Vanessa Fox. Well, you're... Reasonably enough, you're applauding your own answer. One person suggested John Birt's sex parties were the biggest waste of the TV license, which is actually nonsense.
No, money well spent.
Well spent. Let's go on to Hugh's question, or the audience he put to the audience was, what should be genetically modified? What do you think was the popular answer?
Well, for myself, I would say vegetables.
Yes.
I do honestly believe vegetables should be genetically modified. I mean, it's one of the things about an inclusive society is you have to enable things to develop their full potential. And a lot of vegetables have problems doing anything for themselves. Indeed, many of them are nothing more than vegetables.
Yes.
But you think how different it could be. You think, just think of the benefits. You cross an iceberg with a fish gene, you have a lettuce that can wash itself. And in Japan, gene technologists are developing a kamikaze runner bean that can top and tail itself. But having said that, I think the audience may well go for William Hague, in the sense that it would be nice to see him genetically modified to be someone who acts as though he's in his 30s rather than his 60s.
OK, well, let's see what the audience answered on this one. What should be genetically modified? Men, 24%. That just edged out women at 19%. Well, I see the third place was Clive Anderson. So you're quite close to William Hague, then. So I'm... my builders was also another answer. The same handwriting. So let's go on to you, Pauline. The audience was asked, which characteristic do you most associate with Irish people?
Do you understand the question?
I think so. I think so. I mean, I suppose at the moment it's air rage, but I think that questions like this are very invidious because people inevitably turn to stereotypes, and with the Irish they're going to think that we're all sexy, talented intellectuals who've embraced Europe.
Yes.
Although, I think looking at my audience here and my target audience, I'd say they might be influenced by, say, ooh, so many of the Irish theme pubs that you get in London.
Can I press you for an answer on this?
You'll know my answer, Clive, when I say my answer is...
Yes.
Because I did want to point out...
Is your answer going to be gift of the gab, or is it just a guess of mine?
It may be. You'll have to wait.
Yes.
I was just going to say... I don't blame people for, you know, looking to pubs and whatever to see what a nation is like, because we've got a lot of English-themed pubs in Ireland. Yes.
People have flicked over the snooker, you know, and they've come back and they've still found you answering the one question.
My father's local, the Chelsea Skin, is an excellent local. Graffiti on the walls, skinheads in the corner with their pit bull terriers badger baiting. It's excellent.
Yes.
So, I'm now stuck between the image of a builder with the arse crack just over the trousers as the characteristic that they'll choose for the Irish, or drinking.
So which one are you going to go for?
I'll go for boozing.
I'd go for my builders if I was you.
Yes, I know I'm going to score at least one on my builders.
So what answer are you going to go? Are you going to take guidance from your party leader?
I will... Will I defer to my party leader? Arse crack over the waistline? Builder? The builder?
That's how you wish to describe me.
Yes.
You must make up your own mind.
Because my leader is fair, I'll go for boozing.
Boozing, OK. You've overruled your leader. Let's see. Characters most associated with Irish people. Answer from the audience was drinking. 20 goes. Well done. Well done, Pauline. Well, that was a clear winner, actually. Equal second was marching and winning the Eurovision Song Contest. Fighting on planes did get a mention. Somebody did just carrying pigs under their arms. I think we award that round definitely to Pauline, who got closest with her answer there. And we move on to the yes-no round. All politicians have to be expert at avoiding questions and avoiding answering them, particularly the way we do it. You mustn't use the words yes or no, and if you do use those words, you'll hear this noise, and you'll be eliminated from the round. So we'll start with you, Jeremy. Is that all right with you?
Yes.
That was almost too easy. Get on to Hugh. You can do better than that, can't you?
I do hope so.
I do hope so as well. The Welsh Assembly. Do you applaud Alan Michael's victory in the Welsh Assembly election?
Well, that is a very, very difficult question.
What's the answer? Is that too difficult?
Could I phone a friend?
Have you been to Wales?
I'm detecting a certain bias in your questions here.
Are you really detecting bias, or are you just avoiding the question?
I believe I'm just avoiding the question.
You're just avoiding it. Do you like sheep?
I am very fond of sheep.
Let's just leave you for the moment. Graeme, sex on television. Is there too much?
Not nearly enough, in my opinion.
Does sex attract viewers?
Well, I can think of one.
You can think of one viewer or one sex?
Two sexes, one viewer.
Do you turn on for sex?
Try and stop me.
Did you see Queer as Folk?
I didn't, actually. Was it any good?
I asked the questions. Did you see Sex and the City?
On the way here, yes. I love that buzzer.
Pauline, are you supportive of London Fashion Week?
I always support London Fashion Week.
Do you buy British?
I will do if it's nice gear.
Are you still wearing jeans?
I'm wearing knickers.
Why have you mentioned your knickers?
Because I'm not wearing jeans.
Are you saddened by the crisis at Marks and Spencer?
I'm saddened that you should ask me that question.
Do you buy your undies at Marks and Spencer?
I certainly do. Do you?
I'll have to turn away from you for the moment. It's getting too... So, Hugh, should BBC have axed One Man and His Dog?
Certainly not. It's a marvellous programme.
Hasn't the BBC lost enough sport already?
Well, I don't think One Man and His Dog is sport, really, is it? It's a group of sheep being herded into a pen, I don't think...
Isn't that what you call sport?
That's not what I call sport.
What do you call sport?
Football, cricket, rugby...
Who do you support?
Arsenal. Maybe.
Are they going to win the Premiership?
Quite possibly.
You call yourself a supporter and you can't say yes to that.
It's very unfair.
Is there a BBC conspiracy against the countryside?
In the form of One Man and His Dog?
Indeed.
I think
it's
not.
being axed.
It is being axed.
Do you think is a dog a man's best friend?
Not if it's being axed.
do you think a sheep could be a man's best friend?
I know it can be a man's best friend.
Shall we move on to Eddie George?
If you wish to, yes.
Oh, you mumbled a yes, rather bluntly. No! And a no! Pauline McLynn has won yet another round. So... Excellent.